It's Man City versus Atletico Madrid. Man City at minus 285. Remember, they're plus 185 to win the tournament against Atletico at plus 900 and Atletico at plus 2800 to lift the Champions League in late May. Man City have got to give up a goal and a half. I'd not fancy Atletico get beat by 2 here. So if you fancy Atletico plus 1.5, it's minus 120. Mark O'Hare, Atletico to score is minus 115. I just thought Atletico would score, and if they didn't, then we've got to be looking at under 2.5 at minus 130.
Yeah, this is a tricky one because it's a complete clash of styles, isn't it? I think we're going to see a bit of old school Atleti here. City will dominate and monopolise possession, probably territory as well, and I think Simeone and Atletico will be quite happy to sort of revert into a deep line defence and show some of the old school arts which they showed against Man United at Old Trafford, where they completely spoiled the game and disrupted the rhythm, got under the skin of United and really sort of put them off their game. And I think Simeone will be asking his team to sort of dig into those elements and characteristics yet again, because this is going to be a tough test, but one that they'll relish. They'll absolutely love being the underdogs and everyone writing them off. And look, they have got quality in forward areas. If they do get those opportunities to counter-attack and transition into forward areas, João Felix is in wonderful form at the minute, scoring early goals as well. And then you've got Griezmann who can come in as well. I expect they'll probably line up in 2 deep banks of 4, possibly. They've been playing 3-5-2, probably more of a 5-3-2 or a 5-4-1, and Felix and Griezmann will sort of interchange in that sort of lone striker role. But there'll be work rates, there'll be fouls. It'll be a hard game for City for sure, but ultimately I think City and Pep Guardiola do kind of relish the opportunity to play against these deep line defences, because they get to control the match, they get to keep ball for sort of 70-80% of the match as well. And it's hard to sort of disagree with the fact that they probably will make a breakthrough at some point. I think I know Atletico have come a long way this season, but I think back to their game at Anfield where they played Liverpool, they generated next to nothing and were quite comfortably beaten 2-0. I don't expect City to see this game off quite so comfortably, but I do think they will be able to make the breakthrough. And I think Simeone would be quite happy to take a 1-0 defeat actually before this match. I think he'll see that as a small win, if you like, and take City back to Madrid. But I mean, it's not a game I've got a huge betting view. I just thought City to win under 3.5 goals at plus 100 was fair enough, really. Never enjoy kind of opposing goals in a Man City game. Never sort of enjoy opposing Atletico when all the odds are stacked against them. But I had a little look, actually. I was just interested to see when was the last time Atletico in the Champions League knockout tie had a match featuring 4 or more goals, and it was back in 2014. And actually, they've actually never been involved in a game featuring over 3.5 goals in the first leg of a Champions League knockout tie either. So they do tend to try and keep it tight, and I expect it will be the same here. But I back Man City to make the breakthrough.
Yeah, I wrote Mina and obviously Mark, and Michael Makeda's on the same page as me. I think this could be a frustrating game. I wrote cards. I wrote a position solid, opposition mobile. Cue the Spurs game earlier on in the season where they left one up top. That'll be João Felix. And then they have midfield runners. I just thought this is not as obvious, and I expect this to be like maybe if you look at the first half line, I thought that we'd go in at half-time all square, and that's at plus 140, Mina.
That's probably not what I'd go in. For me, I would probably go over team total minus 115 because I do think that Atletico Madrid can get a goal. I'm going to be honest with you. I've completely gone a different way here. Maybe it is because I trust in Cholo Simeone against Pep Guardiola, but I actually think it's Atletico Madrid that walk out of this fixture winning. And you might think I'm crazy because City are by far technically superior, tactically superior, anything you want to say, especially when you look at the forms of these two sides this season. But something happened just after that defeat to Levante from Atletico Madrid in February. And since then, we have seen a completely different Atletico Madrid side. Now, there was a meeting between the board, between management, and between Cholo Simeone. And it was mentioned over and over again that if Atletico Madrid didn't show up, i.e. the players start giving everything that they have, then contracts will be looked at and players will be dismissed. That is something that Cholo Simeone passed on to his players, and ever since then, we have seen a completely different side. They have been tactically smart. They've gone back to reestablishing that identity, which is a little bit of defense first, and let's fight and let's be warriors on this. That's why you saw different performances. They haven't lost since then. They have recovered their ability to defend, but they are also still attacking, fluent in attack at least. And for me, what I see there is personality, and it's come at a good time because it's the business end of this season. I think there are choices to be made, Griezmann or Suarez alongside João Felix. That will be something that to look at. But what I also feel is that Manchester City, and I'm sorry, it is a fatal flaw, but against direct and physically robust sides that really know how to get under their skin, i.e., Antonio Conte and his Spurs team, it is something that unfortunately still gets to them. And I don't trust the likes of Jack Grealish if he is to start up front. I think that he could be a little bit taken aback by the type of game that Atletico Madrid like to play. And I do feel for John Stones as well. I think you have to be the very opposite of a coward to play against Atletico Madrid. You have to be willing to dig deep and play a very intelligent game. And what I often find with Man City is that they have a soldier mentality and they're very focused on being in the right places and in defensive discipline, rather positional discipline. And I'm worried about this match for them. Also, because when I look at the fixture list, you've got Liverpool to think about, you've got, Premier League title to win. You've got Atletico Madrid that just really know how to attack every emotion that you have. They are a team of, they're around 29 is their average age. So they've done this a long time and they know what they're doing. And if you go back to even Bayern Munich against Atletico Madrid when it was a Pep side, and that side was even more stacked in terms of veteran experience, Atleti still won it. So there's a part of me that just believes in them because I've seen a completely different side since mid-February. And my money's on them to qualify.
Mina, would you be worried by Jimenez's injury and not being able to travel?
That's for me the only thing that makes me think, wait, hold on a second, because Jimenez for me is such an integral part to that defense, an integral part to their leadership at the back as well. So I agree with you there. I do think that Oblak was also something that going through the season, I think he hasn't been the Oblak that we know, but he's gone back to showing that defensive awareness. And I feel like right now he's gone back to being the Oblak I do know. So I trust him. It's a very strange to ever bet against a team like Manchester City, who are astonishingly good. But this is the thing. They always start well, and then somewhere along the line, they start to drop points, whether it's Spurs, whether it's Crystal Palace. It's usually at this time of the year that I start to worry about City. So when I think of vertical direct and that ability to do this, and I think of their physical ability to really make you want to just dig in and fight. Can City handle the fight? I don't know.
This is the perfect Christmas tree for me from Diego Simeone. He makes sure the ball goes wide. He makes sure that there's two there so they can cut back inside. They don't get around the outside. Or they go inverted and make sure, because there's no big aerial threat. So I just see them being so solid so early on. Now, you're my cards man, Marco, here. I've just had a quick look. Atletico to pick up 3 cards in this game, so it's over 2.5. It's minus 125. I could see that happening within a 10-minute spell.
Yeah, I'd go for that too, actually. I would pick that up straight away. I'm so into that. Put me on.
Yeah. I couldn't believe I saw 2.5. I thought at least they'd go under or over 3 because I think it's a minimum of 3. No, there's no doubt. You look at the midfield boys. If he goes like a 4-5-1, he's going to have 3 stoppers in there, shielding and making sure that the ball does not go anywhere but wide, and just keep frustrating. So again, if you like the bookings, it's minus 125 for Atletico to pick up over 2.5. Okay,
add to me.
You like that, Mina?
Yes, please.
Okay, I will add that to your picks as well. My 2 penneth is all about the frustration and Atletico not being worried about playing an ugly, dirty game. And I don't think they'll change even if they went 1-0 down, because they're so experienced over the 180 minutes. And remember, the 90 minutes is only half time. So I think that I'm not sure that Man City are going to go gung-ho. And this is the first game where we have to remind you, no away goal. So there's nothing really encouraging or rewarding Atletico from coming out. There's nothing. They don't care. If they get beat 1-0, that's like a victory because they know that they've only got to win the second leg to take it probably on the way to penalties. Marco, do we think this ends in penalties in the second game?
No.
There's no away goal, so it's not like it's like 1-0 Etihad, Atletico win 2-1. It's not like, they scored more goals. It's going extra time and then penalties. Mina, do we see Atletico winning on penalties?
I don't think it will go there. I think that what will happen is that, I think that it'll probably be 1-1 until about the 80th minute, and then Atletico Madrid will at this stage have infuriated all of the Manchester City players so much that they'll counter-attack and sneak a goal in just because everyone's so angry. And it will be beautiful because I actually really enjoy Cholismo, and I know not everyone does.
Yeah, it's amazing because whenever I'm with Atletico to win and over a certain amount, up until, as you rightly say, 7 or 8 weeks ago, they're the worst team in the world of football to watch. But if you want it, and if you're going with Atletico not to get beat or hang in there, then they're the best team to watch because they have a spine that's like 3 weeks wide. It is massive.
They always try to change that. They always try to be this team that starts the season like going more beautiful, try to play attacking football, focus less on defense. And always at this stage of the season, they're like, you know what, this hasn't worked. Let's go back to being us.
Yeah. So, but he did actually change their DNA 6 or 7 weeks ago. It's almost he took the shackles off because they have been more entertaining. They have looked to go forward a lot earlier in the piece.
That second leg at Old Trafford though was poetry, wasn't it? It was absolutely wonderful sort of game management and gamesmanship. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and they could have listened. I mean, they could have won by like more. That just a couple of misplaced passes, or the ball's just a little bit further in front of the runner. I mean, they went. But listen, we're talking about Man United's defence here, which is obviously not kept many clean sheets, and if it has, it's been by default. Okay, so let's have a little look at the official picks because I think we've all got official pick here. Atletico to qualify at plus 350. That's massive for Mina. Draw half time for me in the first game, remember, at plus 140. And it's Man City and under 3.5 goals at plus 100. So maybe we're looking at Man City win 1-0 and we're all picking up. And don't forget, Mina likes, Mark likes, I like Atletico. 3 of their players to get booked at minus 125 over at betus.com. Go and press props. Scroll down, it's near the bottom after the corners. So enjoy if you're going to go with that.